everyone, it's Rhonda. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. I am so glad that you're here. Today we are finally taking a look at my completed 49 and Market Create-In album. Now, I did a video on putting this actual journal together, but I have not shared a flip through of how it turned out, and it turned out so great. I love this so much. I will link that video below. I'll try and remember to link it below, putting this actual journal together. Again, this is the 49 and Market Create-In album. You can buy the Create-In album. They have bits and pieces for that on scrapbook.com. They have some on Scrapbook Supply Outlet. I've also seen them on officesupply.com. all that kind of stuff. So lots of bits and pieces can be found to do the 49 and Market Create-In album. And the great thing about this is you can make this album be whatever you want. It gives you the basic structure, and from there you create the pages however you want them. So that's what we did. Again, I'll link that video down below. But let's dive into how it actually turned out. So I'm going to try to keep this in frame as much as possible. Now, this book, if you saw how I made this book has a ton of pages that flip up and flip out. And so I'll do my best to kind of get those in the frame for you. But it's going to take some finagling with the book and with the camera because it just does not fit in the frame the right way. So there we go. Throughout this book, you will see I used strictly the 49 and Market Summer Porch collection. This collection was perfect for this trip. It is perfect for a summer vacation, for a beach vacation, for a sea vacation. For this particular book, I was looking for something that was very coastal and not beachy. We did not spend a lot of time at the beach, but we were there on the coast. You'll see the pictures and you'll see why they're not beachy themed photos. But this trip was so great. This was the end of a California trip. We went to Disneyland for the first few days and then drove down to San Diego and spent like 3 or 4 days there. So this is the San Diego portion of that trip. So little side note, so I did have to repair the spine a little bit here. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's some tape on here, and there's also some little spots on here. This was sitting on my desk. My big male cat, Mickey, was going through some allergy issues, and his foot was bleeding, and he stepped on this book. So when he stepped on the book, he's 12, 13 pounds. He cracked the spine right here, and so I've had to tape that, and then he also got a little bit of his bloody foot on there, and it's fine, right? It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so that's why that looks the way it does. But that's okay. I don't mind. It doesn't take away from the journal at all for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into this. So on this side over here, I added this pocket, and this is a 49 and Market add-on part for the Create-In album as well. So in here, I have, if I can get it open, I have taken the little pages that were in here and just added photos that kind of represented our San Diego trip. They don't really go with anything. They were just random photos. So we've got this pretty shorebird here. This is why I say I'm going to have to keep moving it back and forth because it's just so hard to get it all in here. This is just random photos. Again, some plumeria here. We were in Seaport Village. This is our parking ticket or not our parking ticket, but our parking, I guess it's a ticket that you get when you enter the park for paid parking. That's what that is. Why is that so hard? I don't know. A picture of a wall that just said San Diego, California. Just some random pictures throughout Seaport Village. We did stay on Shelter Island, which is just outside of downtown San Diego. Great place to stay. So great. And we were right on the marina, so I have a picture of the Shelter Island Marina. These plants, these trees were amazing, amazing. Just a picture of the marina. Again, added some 49 and Market embellishments here. Seaport Village, another bird picture. This was a receipt from a lunch that we had in Seaport Village. Just some of the Navy vessels that we saw. And then down here, this little thing says, escape to the coast and listen to the waves. So I thought that was just perfect. So this just closes up and holds some of my extra photos from this trip. I can fix that in a minute. Okay, we'll fix that in a minute. Over here, I've added a large photo. This was a sunset one night that we had there, and I loved it with the sailboats in there. Just thought it was perfect, so I wanted to enlarge this and use that as a large focal point right there. Okay, then on this side, we've got photos that documented our hotel room. We had an amazing place to stay in. Let me see if I can zoom that in a little. There we go. On Shelter Island, again, we stayed in the harbor, and I love a good harbor, good marina. I love going out and looking at all the different boats, and there were enormous yachts, and there were little dinky sailboats. So it was like everything that you could ever want in a marina was right there. So I just used some rub-ons over here. This was also printed on the paper, added the rub-ons, and then added this. It just says room with a view. So then this flips open, and over here I've got the Best Western. We stayed at the Best Western Island Palms on Shelter Island. So I just added a photo with that. I kept a brochure from the Best Western Rewards. This actually held our room keys. So I did some journaling on this side about the room, and then these are our actual room keys. I just glued those in there. This is rub-ons, 49 Market rub-ons. Over here I have the map of our hotel. So again, we've got it circled, the room that we stayed in. This is the sign that says the Best Western Plus Island Palms. And then on this side, we've got more of the map and then just photos of the marina. So that's that. And then over here, again, more photos of the marina. I loved walking out there at sunset and just getting all kinds of photos. This is a photo of the front of the hotel. We've got a receipt back here from the restaurant. There is a notepad that says Best Western Plus on the back there. I just used it, the top part of it, to add photos on top. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Mickey is in here with me, and he is stabling himself on the back of my chair. So if you hear anything, that's him. So there is a large photo of the marina, and then another one on this side. Those just flip. Okay, and then on this side, this is where it's going to get kind of tricky. Okay, so we went on a whale watching tour, and the really cool thing was, and I did not realize this until we actually got out to where we were meeting our crew, this particular whale watching tour was done on a replica of the Yacht America. So if you're familiar with the Yacht America, if you're not familiar, the Yacht America won the World Cup yacht race back in 1851, and America continued to win the America's Cup for years and years and years after that on the America. The captain that we had on this particular whale watching tour bought a replica of the Yacht America, and he uses that to take people out in the San Diego harbor and do a whale watching tours. We went out into the Gulf of Mexico. It was really very cool. Now, did we see a lot of whales? No. We saw the back of one whale. Unfortunately, the trip guarantees that you will see a whale. And so I guess technically we did, but really, truly, that was the only whale that we saw. And so, like, money-wise, I don't know that it was worth it. Sorry, he just jumped on the table. I don't know that it was worth it, but it was really fun to be out in the water. We were actually there when there was a sailboat race going on, and so you'll see pictures from that. But I just wanted to put this large photo of the mast of the of the Yacht America. So it's my husband and I on the boat. Just some cool pictures. All of this is 49 Market embellishments. Went ahead and added all of those on here. Again, a photo of the mast. There's a rub-on that says the sea is just a little bit of heaven here on earth. And then this whole thing, move this over here, flips up. And so then on this side, I've just added a little bit of journaling about the Yacht America. So it's 139 feet in length. It is 226,000 pounds. The mast height on the main mast is 105 feet. The sail is 5,900 square feet, and it holds 77 people. So it was pretty phenomenal to be on this. Not gonna lie, it was really, really cool. So over here, we've just got pictures of the yacht itself. I also did some journaling about that whale watching cruise, and then just some photos that we took while we were out on the boat, because it was really, really kind of cool. There were some sea lions hanging out over here. On this, I actually found a dictionary page that said sailboat, and I tore that out and used that to back some embellishments here. So that just all ties in. Obviously, the Port of San Diego is very heavy with military. And so we saw all kinds of really cool military vessels. We saw planes, we saw boats, we saw submarines, all that kind of stuff out there. So that's a sub. I think he said that was, I forget what country submarine that was, but it was not ours. So, and then this whole thing, let's see. Oh, no, this flips out. Okay, so there we've got the inside. There's the minke whale that we saw. We just saw like the very top of it, the whale. Again, counted as our one whale. So we did see a guaranteed whale sighting. Just more photos from that. This flips out. And we've got a copy of our, we didn't necessarily get a ticket, but this was the itinerary from that whale watching cruise. And just more photos from that. I finally got to use this washi tape. I've had this washi tape in my stash for years and never been able to use it, so I did use it on this one. And then we've got this page that kind of flips up out of the bottom. Let me move this out of the way. So then we've got pictures of the sailboat race. So our captain was very into sailboating and yachting races. And so this race was going on. He stopped us in the water and we sat and watched this for a long time. And he explained to us everything that was going on. So we were kind of really invested. I think it was the Star race, if I'm not familiar, or if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a Star World Champion sailboat race. And so we sat and we watched it for a long time, and it was really actually very, very fascinating. He had the whole insight on it and gave us, let us know everything that was going on, which boat was in the lead, all that kind of stuff. So that's just photos from that. Okay, so let's put all of that back together. And then that was the end of our whale watching tour. And then on another day, I did the Cabrillo National Monument Coastal Trail. So we went out, spent lots of time at the Cabrillo National Monument, and then I walked the coastal trail, which was gorgeous. So again, I took another large photo and added that here. I love the impact of a large photo. And then over here on this side, we've got parts that flip out. So let's take a look at this first. So again, just 4x6 photos of just some sights along the coastal trail. And then I've got this postcard that I bought at the National Monument and added that in here as a flip. And then this is the Point Loma Lighthouse. So the new Point Loma Lighthouse. We saw the old one, but this is the new one. So I just added a photo of that. And then in the Visitor Center for the National Monument, they have the stamps. And so I did the stamp and then just cut out the stamp and added that on there. And then just more photos from the coast along the trail. It was so pretty. There's another stamp from the National Monument. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the date, the passport stamp. So there's a Cabrillo National Monument. I also added a receipt here. And then this is a pocket, and inside the pocket are some photo strips with just more pictures from along the trail. So those just tuck in here. We had such beautiful weather. God, San Diego is just epic. Like, it just doesn't get any better. When we were at the monument, I grabbed the sticker. I always grab stickers. So this is the National Monument sticker. Tells us about the Cabrillo National Monument. Added this little lighthouse that is with the Summer Porch collection. I took the bag. This is the part of the bag that I got when I made my purchases at the Monument Visitor Center. Added this here as a flip so that I could put my map in here. So that's the map from the National Monument, and that just tucks in there. And then on the back side, we've got photos from the Visitor Center. So this is just a tag, just hangs there. There's nothing on there. This was a pin. My husband bought a pin, and I kept the pin back that says the Cabrillo National Monument, just added that on there. And then just photos from at the Visitor Center. There is the monument itself. Again, this is all from the Summer Porch collection. I added this envelope and then just tucked in a photo here that was has a frame attached to it with some embellishments. Just put that there, and then got photos and receipts and that kind of stuff from the monument. And then on the back side, this is the old the old lighthouse. So I just went out to the lighthouse and took a lot of photos, added a sticker that I bought. And again, this is just more of the embellishment pieces. And then on the back side, again, I did a collage photo with photos from the lighthouse. There's the Point Loma Lighthouse postcard. And apparently you can see whales here. If it's that time of year, you can see whales really well from this vantage point. We did not see any, but that's really cool. This is the stamp that we got at the visitor center. So this is the old Point Loma Lighthouse, which was the old one before the new one that I showed a photo of. So just all kinds of photos. This is a rub-on. Again, perfect for these photos. And then just another large photo of the old lighthouse. And then we went to the San Diego Zoo. So over here, I've attached the map, just a part of the map. The map was huge, so I cut it down and just used that as my background. I stamped the date on there and then just added a picture of the entrance of the zoo. On the back side, I printed out our digital tickets, so added those on there. Again, I think this came from the map. And then I've got lots of photos. So we did see the koalas. There's that sweet little koala there. And then just did a collage photo with some of the animals that we saw there. And then over here, we've got another collage photo. Did a little bit of journaling and added a sticker that we bought. In this pocket right here is a bunch of 3x4 photos that I took throughout the zoo. So those, I just backed those together. This is all kind of floral and waterfalls and that kind of stuff. So that just all tucks in there. And then over here was the pandas. So this page flips out and I've got photos of the pandas. Now this was the best that we could see them. They were all sleeping. We did see the back side of one, and then this one we could kind of see his face, but picture of the wall, just pictures. I bought this sticker there to add. This is our receipt from the stuff that we bought in the gift shop. And then in here, I've got this I created a pocket when I added the pages back to back. I left a space and then added a pocket so I could put the whole map inside of there. Over here, we went to La Jolla. We spent an afternoon in La Jolla, and I love La Jolla. Love it so much. So I took this large photo, and I don't know if you can tell, there's a sea lion right there. I just loved the way this looked. Added some digital stamping so that I could put La Jolla on there. This one is very similar to the whale watching in that it all flips out. So this, again, just pictures from La Jolla. I love these caves. I love them. They're just so cool to see. Added some embellishments up here with a little postcard, little photo of pelicans. So added that there. Just some photos that we took at La Jolla. Lots of journaling here. And then that flips down. We've got our travel stamp here for, I just used our California one because I didn't really have a spot in Disneyland or this one really. So I just thought it went perfect with the California. So I added it here. Lots of photos of the sea lions. Lots of sea lions at La Jolla. Let me move this up here. This part flips down. Got lots more seals. And then this part flips back up. So just like that. Then over here we've got more photos, more of that that little cave. This flips up, and we've got just lots of random scenery photos. Again, rub-ons for the win. Did a collage photo of mainly pelicans and sea lions. So there's that. And then on the back, we met our son and daughter-in-law in downtown San Diego for dinner one night. And we were so fortunate. We got to see them a lot this trip. They're back in Colorado now, but they lived halfway between LA and San Diego. So they met us when we were at Disneyland. And then when we went down to San Diego, they met us in San Diego for a night. So we got to see them a lot, and it was really, really great. So this is the Star of India that is in the harbor in downtown San Diego. So I took a photo of that because I love that ship. And then these are just random photos that I took. I mentioned this before. I don't know what these are called. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments below. They were so beautiful. So beautiful. Just their pink and their reds, and They were in full bloom when we were there, and it was so amazing. Just added some letters here that says San Diego has my heart, because it really does. I love San Diego. On the back side, we've got a San Diego postcard, and then I've just got random photos from San Diego. So again, there's the Star of India. I did a collage photo with, some palm trees and some trees and more of those flowers. And we were in downtown San Diego for an amazing sunset. So I just took a lot of photos of that sunset. Over here, again, just random photos of San Diego because I love it. I've got the San Diego travel stamp there, and I just use that as a flip. So we've got other bird of paradise. Love those. More boat pictures. Got a postcard here. It says greetings from California with, again, more just random photos. I was able to find a dictionary page that says San Diego, so I tore out that dictionary page and added it here as a background for some of my photos. Love how that turned out. Love it. And then our last page, nope. Yeah, it is our last page. We went down to Little Italy and we went to Buon Appetito, which was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, best Italian food I've ever had. So we met our daughter and son-in-law for dinner in Little Italy. So I took a picture of the Little Italy sign and made that one large as well. And then added this postcard from Buon Appetito with some journaling. And then we went into the little Italian store that is attached to it and got bocce. My husband is Italian, and so he loves the bocce. So we went and got bocces, and I added the wrapper onto there. So that is it. That was our whole San Diego trip in a nutshell. Again, I love how this turned out. I love it so much. I loved using the Create an Album. I think the variety of pages is great to look through. There's a lot of interactive elements, lots of things to look through. I just love how it turned out. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. I'm happy to answer them for you. Any comments as well, please leave them down below for me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed here, please consider subscribing. I would really love to have you along for all things scrapbooking and journaling related. But thank you guys again for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time for another video. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.